Number 15, Baylor women's basketball lost to Texas Tech 61-60. So what exactly happened? I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. It's not like Texas Tech is some bad team, because if you extend the AP poll out more, they would be like number 27. And I expect Texas Tech to be ranked next week. While Baylor should drop, it's more like how much will they drop. It's only like a point loss. And I want to just say this up front. Very questionable officiating. So I'm calling out the following officials out: Doug Knight, Roy Golbayan, and Natasha Kamey. You got to let players decide the game. At halftime, Baylor was up 27-25. Both these teams scored more. I mean, 33 for Baylor, 36 for Texas Tech, including 22 points in a fourth quarter. Yeah, that doesn't help Baylor's cause. And I'm going to just also mention Talia Scott did not play most of the game. She actually came into the game with 2:20 left. Yeah, she had that ankle injury against Texas. She only played like a minute 43 in the game, by the way. And there's obviously more to the game than that. That's why I'm going to go with the stats. I'm going to say, like, around 52 seconds left, Yuting Dong made a 3 assisted by Talia Scott to give Baylor the lead 60-57. Little did I know Baylor didn't score again at that point. Okay, now, around 39 seconds left, there was a foul called on Kyle Abraham. But when you look at the replay, there was very minimum body contact, and that was all ball on the block, and yet the refs called a foul. But it's not a Collins went to the line for Texas Tech, made both free throws to make it 60-59. Baylor did call timeout to advance the ball. And it was just a rough possession because around 13 seconds left, Talia Scott missed a jump shot really bad, and Texas Tech did call timeout around 11 seconds left. Now, around 3 seconds left, Illinois was called for a foul. Maybe she was there a little late, but at that point in the game, the refs should let the players decide. And Bailey Maupin went to the line, made both free throws, and Baylor did call timeout. So they set up a play to give it to Yuting Dong, and she drove to the basket. Maybe she got bumped, and they could have called it like they did on the other end, but they didn't, or chose not to, and missed a shot, and even tried to do a putback and missed it. Like, maybe the other shot was not on time, but still. Texas Tech's now 14-0, 1-0 in the Big 12, while Baylor's 11-3 overall, 0-1 in the Big 12. And I'm going to go to the stats, and Baylor did not shoot the ball great in this game, 37% on 57 attempts, 29% on threes on 21 attempts. Now, they were like 2/3 on free throws on 18 attempts, so just imagine if they made 2 more free throws. They might have won the game, and it would not have mattered. Besides playing better defense in the fourth quarter as a whole, and not have to think about the late game situations. Now, 38 rebounds, 14 of those offensive, 11 assists. Now, 21 turnovers. Texas Tech does pressing defense. I get it. But still, that's something that needs to be corrected. 8 steals, 3 blocks, 20 fouls, 3 double-digit scores. The leader combined for 13 plus 11. That's 24 plus 22 from Yuting Dong. That's 46 points right there, and 2 players scored 6 more points. I had 12 combined. And both of them had a rough game. That did not help Baylor's matters in terms of the offense. Now, Texas Tech didn't shoot the ball a ton better, 39% on 57 attempts. So one shot make a difference in the game. Now, 18% on threes on 22 attempts. They didn't make a ton of threes, but they made a few critical ones. Now, 76% on free throws on 17 attempts. Now, 37 rebounds, 13 of those offensive, 12 assists, 18 turnovers. 10 steals, 3 blocks, 20 fouls. I'm going to go the points on turnovers, points in the paint, fast break points as well. Points on turnovers, favor Texas Tech, 17-14. Same thing goes for the fast break points, 7-6. In addition, points in paint, favor Texas Tech, 30-24. I know there's more to the questionable officiating on why Baylor lost, as you could tell. But you can't help but wonder if the call didn't happen. At least the first one. And mopping for Texas Tech was flopping. I'm sorry. I'm going to just call it the way it is. And Texas Tech, yeah, you got the win and everything, but you can't rely on officials making calls at the very end of the day. The next 5 games for Baylor. It's going to be a little interesting because December 31st, you got to go on the road to Texas Tech. Actually, to Oklahoma State. And they're the second, in terms of receiving vote teams, they're number 1 in receiving votes. Maybe they'll be ranked coming up. Maybe they won't be. I don't know. Then you got to go on the road to Iowa State. That's currently number 10 in the country. January 4th. That's another tough game. Then you got Colorado at home, January 8th. January 11th, you got Kansas at home, and Kansas nearly beat Iowa State in Ames. But they lost by 3. Then you got Utah on the road, January 14th. I do not expect Texas Tech to go unbeaten, period, or unbeaten in conference. The Big 12 is just too tough. The next game they should honestly win with ease. It's against UCF. Yeah, it may be aim 4, but I don't think they're as good as their record shows. And December 31st, they got Arizona at home. That Arizona team lost to Southern. I don't think you should lose that game. January 3rd. January 7th, that's a true test on the way to West Virginia. Even though you beat Baylor today, on the road to West Virginia could be just as difficult. January 10th, you got on the road to Cincinnati. I don't think you should lose that game, but you never know in this conference. After all, Houston did beat Oklahoma State, and Houston was the worst team in the conference last year. And then you get, and speaking of Houston, you got Houston at home. January 13th. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And I do think Texas Tech, if they get a certain amount of wins in conference, they'll make the NCAAs. That's what I think. So we'll have to honestly wait and see what happens. And Talia Scott should get back healthy like next week, and hopefully that will help the team a lot. As we all know, she got hurt in that Texas game. I don't think the difference of a win and loss for that game would have occurred, but maybe make it a little bit closer. And obviously, she did not play the game before, so they just got to regroup, learn from this game, be angry that they lost at home, and the other team celebrated on their home court. And they still have goals in front of them to win the conference, even though they lost this game. Because I do think if Talia Scott was healthier, and played more minutes, that could have been the change in the game. And I do expect Baylor to be looking for revenge when they have a rematch against Texas Tech in Lubbock on February 18th. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe button. See you guys later on the road. 800 subscribers, goals, ultimate goals, 1,000 more. So remember, hit the scores like video, comment video, really helps YouTube algorithm. Some more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well. Some more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button for the notification bell as well.